The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. Braves for Life through Patreon presents a Patreon baseball special tonight from August 12th, 1984, from Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. It is the Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres in what is known as the Pascual Perez Fight Game, presented by Patreon.com. Any game in the Action PC line, any season. $10 donation to Patreon.com/Retro Sports Network. Braves for Life is a patron of mine, and this is what he asked for, and so this is what he's going to get. So if you want any game, including Ohio State University, we'll see what we can do for the college, because there's not a lot of seasons available, but Patreon.com/Retro Sports Network. And my deepest apologies to Braves for Life for not doing this last night like I told him I was going to, because somebody fell asleep. But yes, it's our first baseball game in a while. I'll have one for you Sunday afternoon at noon, that 1960s Tournament American League play-in game between the 1962 Los Angeles Angels and 1967 Boston Red Sox. This is an interesting choice for a game between the Braves and the Padres. The Padres, of course, won the National League West in 1984, and they went to the World Series. They came down from 2-0 to the high-flying Chicago Cubs, only to be the sacrificial lambs to the Detroit Tigers in that World Series. The Braves, well, they're right in the middle of the America's Team era, where they spoke softly and didn't really carry a big stick. But maybe their most flamboyant player is on the mound, and he started this game trying to hit Alan Wiggins. And then the Padres threw 6 pitches at Mr. Perez until finally a big fight broke out in the 8th inning, including fans getting involved and Bob Horner with a broken hand trying to take down Champ Summers. And then in the 9th, they got into it again. So this is what he wanted to see, and so this is what we're going to get. It's a hot, rainy, sticky, hot Atlanta day, 91 degrees and rain. As we take you out to the ball field, it's exhibition game technically, so everyone's available, but the lineups are the real starting lineups from this date in 1984. And so Perez takes his warm-up tosses. ID Jester, how you doing? That's true. I will play any game. Absolutely. You can't? Oh, the 87. Yeah. That's a poopy thing to do. All right. So here's a lineup that Perez will face. It is Alan Wiggins, the second baseman, will lead off for the Padres. Tony Gwynn is in right field. He'll bat second. Steve Garvey, the first baseman, bats third. Garvey did not get involved in the fight, and his hair was absolutely perfect afterwards. Craig Nettles, I got these, will clean up and bat fourth and play third. Of course, if you clean up, you bat fourth, Ron. Terry Kennedy behind the plate will bat fifth. Kevin McReynolds will play center field and bat sixth. Bobby Brown is the left fielder. He'll bat seventh. Gary Templeton at short will bat eighth. No DH, of course. It's a National League game, and Eddie Whitson's on the mound, and he'll bat ninth. Defensively for the Braves, it'll be Rufiano Linares, a 5-4 in left. Dale Murphy, an 8-6 in center. And Claudel Washington, a 5-6 in right. Jerry Royster's at third. He's a 5 because Bob Horner had the broken hand. Rafael Ramirez is 7 at short. Glenn Mother Hubbard is 7 at second. And Chris Chambliss is 6 at third. Bruce Benedict behind the plate. He's a 6 and a 3. And Pascual Perez is an 8 on the mound. In 1984, Perez went 14-8 with a 3.74 ERA and 211 2/3 innings. He allowed 208 hits, 26 home runs, walked 51, struck out 145, and probably made it to the ballpark for all of his starts. Wiggins is a threat to bunt. So Royster and Chambliss come in. Wiggins 258 and 84, 3 homers and 34 RBI, 70 stolen bases. And I thought I already changed it. And there's a line drive to center. Murphy is going to dive and not make it. Oh, he does get it, but it's not a great play. So 1 out on the looping liner to Murphy. And that'll bring up Tony Gwynn. Big year for Tony, 351, 5 homers, and 71 RBI. Tony, 33 stolen bases on the year, too. Perez in the rain, and there's a ground ball to Chambliss. He'll flip it to Perez, and Gwynn, well, Perez dropped it. How about that? Perez bobbled it and dropped it.
Oh, my goodness. He dropped the throw. He dropped the throw.
And so Perez, who has speed, is on first. For Steve Garvey, not Perez, Gwynn. For Garvey, 284, only 8 homers, and 86 RBI. Yeah, I was looking at the 93 Giants for that tournament. And so let me know. Captain Carl is, I think we're waiting for him, right? Throw to first. Perez back to Chambliss, and Gwynn is safe. So the pitch to Garvey. There goes Gwynn. The throw down to Hubbard, and he is safe. And Gwynn gets the stolen base. So Joe Torre, not a happy camper in the dugout already. And the count is 0-1 to Mr. Garvey. Perez deals. Garvey strikes out. An 0-2 curve at the belt, strike 3. So 2 out. Perez walks around the mound, and here's Greg Nettles. 228, 20 homers, and 65 RBI. He could. The problem with the 78 Sox in that tournament is there's no DH. And so who do you bench? Scott, Rice, or Yaz? Pitch to Nettles. In the right field, Washington comes in to make the catch to retire the side. The error doesn't hurt. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning in the books. San Diego nothing. Atlanta coming up. And so here's the lineup that Eddie Whitson will face. Jerry Royster leads off at third. Remember, Bob Horner, broken hand. Glenn Hubbard will bat second and play second. Claudel Washington will bat third. Dale Murphy, the center fielder, will clean up. Then it's Chris Chambliss at first, batting fifth. Linares in left will hit sixth. Rafael Ramirez, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Bruce Benedict will go eighth, and Pascual Perez, who threw 16 pitches, will go ninth. Defensively for San Diego, Bobby Brown is a 6-5 in left. He's not cruel. Kevin McReynolds is an 8-5 in center. Tony Gwynn an 8-7 in right. The infield, Nettles is down to a 6, end of his career. What a magnificent third baseman. Gary Templeton is a 7 at short. Alan Wiggins is 6 at second. And Steve Garvey, perfect hair and all, an 8 at first. The battery, Whitson is a 7 on the mound. Kennedy a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. Whitson had a magnificent 84, 14 and 8 with an ERA of 3.24. 189 innings pitched, 181 hits, 16 home runs. He walked 42 and struck out 103. Jerry Royster at 207, a homer and 21 RBI. That's true. Oh, yeah, someone's got to take the lunch money. No, they're wearing the white jerseys with the powder blue hats. So here we go. Pitch to Royster from Whitson. Struck him out. Got him to swing and miss on an 0-2 fastball. 1 away. Here's Hubbard. Hubbard at 234. 9 homers and 43 RBI in 84. No score, bottom of the first. A rainy, nasty, sticky afternoon in Atlanta. Whitson deals, and Hubbard hits a ground ball to Wiggins, over to Garvey for the out. 2 away for Claudell Washington at 286, 17 home runs, and 61 RBI. Whitson can go about 105, Perez 115. Whitson deals, and Washington into right field. Back goes Gwynn. He'll make the catch on the track to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the second here in Atlanta. It's the Padres nothing, the Braves nothing. They wore the powder blues on the road. They have the pullover whites. I always thought those were a sharp uniform. Terry Kennedy, he played for the Orioles, huh? 240, 14 homers, and 57 RBI. To face Perez here in the second. McReynolds and Brown to follow, and if anyone should reach Templeton. Perez deals, and Kennedy laces that one up the middle for a base hit. Murphy picks it up off a hop, and that's the first hit of the ballgame. Kevin McReynolds modeling the 1985 version of the Padres uniform. 278, 20 homers, and 75 RBI. No truth to the rumor that Frank Cashin is watching this game to see if he can sign McReynolds later on. 1-year stint, okay? Pitch to Kevin, and there's a line drive right back to Perez, and he makes the catch, so 1 out. And Kennedy slinks back to first. Here, not that Bobby Brown either. Bobby, 251, 3 homers, and 29 RBI. I believe half of baseball he played for. Played for the Braves for a while, though. He was there in 82. Pitch to Brown is a fly ball, right center field. Back goes Washington. It's gone. So Bobby Brown did cruel things with that baseball, and the Padres lead it 2-0. Here it is again. He just slammed that one down into the second deck. That was a shot, and it's 2-0. Now, Perez hits Templeton here. That's the 84 Padres uniform, by the way. Then you might get the fight. So Templeton at 258, 2 homers and 35 RBI. How you doing, Keith? Claudell was traded in 86 to the Yankees for Ken Griffey. That's right. Perez deals. Templeton strikes out. He missed a 2-2 fastball at 88. That's the second for Perez, and here's Whitson. Whitson hit 049 in 84 with an RBI and 12 strikeouts. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Mr. Al. Perez deals and got him. He got him on a 1-2 fastball in the inside corner. But the home run to Brown puts San Diego on the board. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Inning and a half in the books. It's the Padres 2, the Braves nothing. This is the Patreon Baseball Special right here on Retro Sports Network. Well, Dale Murphy in this picture is coming off, what was it, Fleer or Donruss? He was the spokesperson for 1 year. Murph in 84, 290, 36 homers and 100 RBI. How'd the Braves get Chambliss? I want to say a free agent. He was there a while. He was there in 82. Whitson's ready. Pitch to Murph. And there's a base hit right center field. Murphy will round first. Gwynn will throw it back in the infield. McReynolds, rather. And that's a base hit. First hit for the Braves, and here's Chambliss. 257, 9 homers, and 44 RBI. 2-0 San Diego, bottom of the second. Pitch to Witt from Whitson, ball 4, and so the Braves have the tying run on already. For Rufiano Linares, who was obviously not an everyday player for Atlanta in 84. Hit 207, went 12 for 58, 1 ding-dong, and 12 RBI. The 88 Donruss wax boxes. Yep. I made that joke earlier. Perez did not run. Was it his first start in Atlanta? that he just couldn't find a stadium. He got on I-285, which someone will correct me if I'm wrong, is like a belt line through the city, a circular road, and he just couldn't find it and just drove until he ran out of gas, which kind of explains a lot of his character right there. Whitson deals, and Linares hits a little nubber down to Nettles. He'll go across to Garvey and beat it out. So the bases are full of Braves. Chief Nakahoma having a good time in left field. So Murph on third, Chambliss on second, Linares on first. For Rafi at 266, 2 homers and 48 RBI. Chambliss was traded first year, but it wasn't a first start. And it does circle Atlanta. Okay. Chambliss was traded by the Yankees to the Blue Jays in November of 79. Wow. And a month later, he was dealt to the Braves. And yes, you can get 88 Donruss cheaper now than you could then. I think they're still making those in the puke yellow 90 Fleer. Nobody out. Pitch to Rafi. Ground ball to Whitson. He's going to go home. Murphy's out. So they're still loaded, but Whitson did the right thing and threw to Kennedy to get the 4s. 1 away. For Bruce Benedict, wearing a batting practice spring training jersey, 223, 4 homers and 25 RBI. And that is the very definition of true junk wax. And speaking of which, you notice that our dear friend Bobby Catalano on YouTube is now Bobby Junkwax. Pitch to Benedict, and there's a pop-up left side. Nettles into that ample foul territory here in Atlanta, and it will roll foul out of play. The count is 0-2. Reminds me of being a local AM station when I was growing up on 1340, which, maybe got to the town at night. Well, on Sunday mornings after all the God Squad stuff, there was a very nice older man who would come in. He would do some fill-in stuff every once. I forgot what his real name is. But he would do a polka hour. And his on-air name for the polka hour, Danny Kilbasa. The things you remember.
That's about the time that actually we had cable and I could watch Skip and Pete do the Braves.
Pitch to Benedict is ball 4, and so Whitson will walk home a run. Chambliss will score. It's 2-1. Only 1 out, and that'll bring up Perez, who's not much of a hitter. 0-76 and 3 RBI. You're not going to sack or squeeze here. 84, Keith White went to his first baseball game at Wrigley against the Phillies. Yep. Steve P. says it wasn't his first start. Perez had just gotten his license. Think it was August of 82 when he got lost. Teammates started calling him Perimeter Pascual. It might be polka. It has a lot of accordion in it, and Lawrence Welk loved it. A 1 and a 2 and a 3. Brought to you by Special K. Pitch to Perez is going to be a ground ball to Templeton. This might be 2. Wiggins for 1. And there's no throw to Garvey. So Linares will score. We're tied as Benedict took Wiggins out on a roll block. And now bring up Royster, who struck out his first time up. So Whitson, through 9 batters, has thrown 36 pitches, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 1. Parliament and Big Ben, okay. Pitch to Royster. There's a ground ball left side. Ramirez will score. Perez skedaddles to third. And the Braves have put 3 up on the board here in the second. And that'll bring up Hubbard as 0 for 1. Yeah, my high school football team plays polka football. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a kick. Yeah, Perez is no longer with us. He was murdered a few years ago. And Todd B. already coming up with the infamous George Hendrick hate. He was hated in San Diego. He wasn't liked pretty much anywhere. So I said Hubbard's 0 for 1. 3 in for Atlanta here in the second. 3-2 the Braves lead. Pitch to Hubbard. And there's a base hit in the left center field. Perez will score. Royster goes on to third. And Whitson is becoming a rented mule here in the bottom of the second. 4-2. And Claudell Washington is up. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to Claudell, and there's a line drive into right field. Royster will score. Hubbard goes into third, and Washington's on first. So it's 5-2 Atlanta. And here's Murph. He singled his first time up. The Braves have put 5 on the board here in the second. Whitson deals. Struck him out. 0-2 on the inside part of the plate. They do what Appichatter wanted, but not before the Braves get 5 runs on 5 hits and no errors. They're all earned. After 2, it's Atlanta 5, San Diego 2. Larry Sherry was the pitching coach, and the only reason why I know that is because I watched the fight video yesterday before I was supposed to do this game. Oh, my goodness. It may have been cosmic. Sebastian Stratt, how are you, my friend? Templeton did have the good quote when he wasn't selected to the All-Star game one year, saying he wasn't going to play in the game. If it ain't starting, I ain't departing. Alan Wiggins is 0 for 1. Perez through 9 batters. The home run to Brown. 2 innings, 2 hits, the 2 runs on the homer, and 3 strikeouts. Pitch to Wiggins is a ground ball, base hit left side. So pitching has not been anyone's strong point today. And so Gwynn at the plate. I wonder if they're going to hit and run here. Gwynn reached on the error by Perez and promptly stole second. 5-2 Atlanta, top the third. Throw to first. Wiggins is out. Ho, ho, ho. He was going, and Perez picked him off. And there are some words exchanged. Perez says, you're not running on me there, big boy. So 1 out for Gwynn. Pitch. And there's a ground ball to Ramirez over to Chambliss for the second out. Sean DeMarco says, love the moment when Gossage on the mound wanting to stay in, and Sparky, this is the Game 5 of the World Series. He wanted to face Gibby. Gibby hit the big home run. Yep. He won't walk you. He won't walk you. That's also on YouTube as well. He doesn't want to walk you. That might have been the biggest mistake of Dick Williams' career, outside of leaving the Red Sox, was to let Gossage pitch to Gibson, because that was still a ballgame. Here's Garvey. He struck out his first time up. Pitch from Perez, and there's a ground ball to Hubbard over to Chambliss for the out. And so the Braves work around the single on the pickoff. No runs, a hit, no errors. 2.5 in the books. It's 5-2 Atlanta. It'll be Chambliss, Linares, and Ramirez for the Bravos in the second, or the third. Chambliss walked and scored in the second. Whitson at 50 pitches. Clinton Parks, how are you? What did you miss? Well, it is a hot, rainy night or afternoon in Atlanta. 93 degrees. The wind's blowing out to 14. So here's what happened in the Padres second. And they went up 2-0. And again, my friend, I apologize for last night. Someone fell asleep. And it might have something to do with the four-legged creature that's asleep on my lap. Okay, so that's what happened in the second. And then Atlanta responded with this. Murphy lined a single, Chambliss walked, Linares singled, and Ramirez grounded out to the pitcher. That scored 1. Benedict walked. Everyone held. Benedict walked, and that scored a run. Perez grounded out to short, but they couldn't turn 2, so Atlanta tied it. Royster grounded to single to score Ramirez. Hubbard lined a single, which scored Perez, and then Washington lined a single. And so you join us in the bottom of the third, 5-2 Atlanta. No fights. But Perez did pick off Wiggins trying to steal it first. Chambliss walked and scored his first time up. Whitson deals. And there's a little looper in the center field. McReynolds will pick it up. And that's a single. So Linares is singled 1 for 1. Real lineups, but it's technically an exhibition game, so everyone's available. All right. Captain Carl, by the way, you are up to pick in that tournament. 35-5 is pretty good. Yeah, I'll blame the cat. Of course I'll blame the cat. Why wouldn't I? What is she going to do? Scratch me on camera? Probably. Linares singled his first time up. Nobody out. Chambliss on first. In the left center field. McReynolds is there for the out. 1 away. Brings up Rafael Ramirez. Rafi reached and scored in the second. Whitson deals, and that's a pop-up left side. Nettles into that ample foul territory, and again, someone from Marietta drinking a Coke has it. 0-2 the count. Whitson has struck out 2 and walked 2. And there's a ground ball to Wiggins. That might be 2. Templeton for 1. The relay to Garvey, and Ramirez beat it out. Ramirez has wheels, and he got there. So still 2 out. And a runner on first for Benedict, who walked home a run. One of Keith White's cats are watching the game. This was a Sunday afternoon game in 84. I was 7. No, she's asleep. Listen to the last few innings of this game in the car coming back from a family boating trip. Can't believe this game was 35 years ago. Captain Carl takes the 67 Twins. Good choice. So in ID's tournament, the 42 Dodgers, the 09 Cubs, and the 67 Twins are gone. Okay. Benedict, I told you, walked home a run. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Benedict swung on and missed, and Whitson gets the strikeout on an off-speed pitch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 3. Braves 5, Padres 2. Nettles, Kennedy, and McReynolds to face Perez in the 4th. Nettles is 0 for 1. I don't think he's in the Discord. I get to pick last, by the way. I get home field against the 42 Dodgers. I don't need any suggestions. I'll figure it out. Nettles, as I said, is 0 for 1. Pitch from Perez, and it's popped up. Benedict takes off the mask, goes to the screen, and that's out of play. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Perez deals. And there's a little looper in the left. Linares is there to make the catch, 1 out. For Terry Kennedy, he singled and scored in the 2nd. Oh, he is in the Discord. I didn't realize that. Pitch to Kennedy. Got him! He got him to check his swing on a 3-2 breaking ball, and that's strike 3. So Perez has struck out 4, and he's just popping off to every Padre hitter that he strikes out. McReynolds is 0 for 1. Perez deals. Center field. Murph makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 3.5 in the book. Atlanta 5, San Diego 2. And it's that man Perez, Royster, and Hubbard. Now, let's see if Whitson will throw behind him. Perez and Whitson exchanging Arbor Day greetings out there. Whitson deals, and Perez slaps out 1 to third. Nettles, long throw across to Garvey for the out. You know, the funny thing is about that fight, was it Lefferts that threw it? Neither Perez or the pitcher who hit Perez threw a punch. They both got out of the way. The San Diego pitcher was immediately ejected. And neither of them threw a punch. Here's Royster. He's 1 for 2. He's got a single and RBI. Struck out in the 1st and scored in the 2nd. Whitson, 67 pitches through 18 batters. 3 in the 3rd inning, 6 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. And Clinton took the 94 Expos. I was thinking about that, but I didn't think they'd last. Pitch to Royster. Ground ball to Wiggins. Over to Garvey for the out. So the Nationals are off the board now, too. Here's Hubbard. He's 1 for 2. He singled and drove in a run. 2 out, bottom of the 4th. 5-2 Atlanta. Pitch to Hubbard. Chopper down to Templeton, who makes a fantastic diving stop. Long throw to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4, it's Atlanta 5, San Diego 2. It'll be not that Bobby Brown who hit the homer. Templeton and Whitson to face Perez here in the 5th. He deals, and Brown bunts out one. Benedict down to Hubbard, and Brown is out. And so in this case, what can Brown not do for you? 1 away for Templeton, who struck out his first time up. 1920 Chicago White Sox. Okay. So we're at 5. That was the 5th pick. And Braves for Life is right. Sad that so many players from this game, Perez, Wiggins, Wynn, and announcers, Skip, Pete, and Ernie, are now no longer with us. Well, $10 will get you that. Templeton is 0 for 1. Perez deals. Ground ball to Ramirez on the grass, over to Chambliss for the out. And there's 2 away. You know, Pete Van Wieren almost recorded the next round of voices for APA Baseball for Windows. They were talking with him when the project went south, and of course Pete's no longer with us. But that would have been great. I'm not sure if they had moved to Georgia yet or not. Here's Whitson. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout as the cat adjusts on my lap. Here's the pitch. Whitson slaps one to Royster, who makes a web jam. He robbed him of an extra base hit, and that will retire the side. What a play by Royster. Halfway home. It's the Braves 5, San Diego 2. So Claudio, Washington, Murphy, and whoever bats after Murphy will come up. Here's the pitching line through halfway home. Whitson, 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs all earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. Perez, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, a homer, and a struck out 4. Padres have 3 hits, Wiggins, Kennedy, and Brown. The Braves have 6 hits. 1 through 6 has reached on a hit. So Washington, Murphy, and Chambliss. Claudel singled and drove in a run in the second. All 7 runs in this game came in the second inning. Whitson deals. Right field. Gwynn, by the corner, makes the catch for the first out. Baseball Demos pick. So I think we're at 5 or 6. Here's Murph. He's 1 for 2. He singled and struck out. At this point in the mid-'80s, it would have ever started the game on television,
Skip and Ernie,
which is kind of an Bert and Ernie mix of voice there, would be subbed in for the other pair, John Sterling and Ernie Johnson, Sr. And yep, Sterling called games for the Braves. I don't think he went, it is high, it is far, it is gone. Pitch to Murph. Ground ball to Templeton. Slow roller, long throw to first, and Murph is retired. No, they really didn't, Clinton. Montreal did not finish in the top half of attendance in the National League after 1983. That was the last year they were in the top half. I was surprised. Chambliss, 1 for 1. He singled and walked. Got a run scored. Whitson deals. There's a ground ball base hit right side, and Gwynn will pick that up. So Chambliss has 2 hits. Here's Linares, who's 1 for 2. Yep, Steve P is right. The referendum on separation didn't help matters there either. And at one point in the 90s, it was, the Canadian dollar was only worth like 68 cents U.S. Exchange rates were terrible. Pitch to Linares. Here's a pop-up left side. Nettles, or Brown rather. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 5, it is 5-2 Atlanta. Yep, I'll eat my hat if Camp hit the home run. That's a great call by Sterling, by the way. That was 85, right? I'm sure there was a Braves game against the Reds that Mario Soto started a brawl. So Perez goes through the lineup now a third time. Wiggins 1 for 2. Perez, 5 innings, 74 pitches, 3 hits to homer to Brown, and 4 strikeouts. Yep, 85. Oh, I went to a game up at the Big O. I know I've told this story. I mean, we did a lot of Expos games at the latter half of the replay. Thunderstorm. If there was no roof, they wouldn't have gotten that game in. But when they put the quote-unquote retractable roof up, they didn't air condition the place. So you had all the heat and humidity of a Montreal summer thunderstorm and none of the relief. Wiggins will ground one to Hubbard, who makes a diving stop in the mud, throws it over to Chambliss for the out. So 1 away for Gwynn, who reached on at Pascual Perez. Aaron stole a base. Pitch to Gwynn. Here's a looper into center field. That's going to drop in front of Murph. And Gwynn is on with a single. So the 4th hit for the Padres. Here's Garvey. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Throw to first. Gwynn is back. Perez deals. Garvey slaps that one into left center field. Gwynn will hold at second. Linares makes a bad play out there. And there's 1 out. And the tying run is Nettles at the plate. He's 0 for 2. The world's biggest ashtray. That place was bad. Perez deals. Nettles into center field. Murphy going back. Is that going to stay in the yard? Yes, it does. Gwynn will move to third. 2 out. Wind blowing out at 13 to dead center. Now 95 degrees. So stick your finger in your mouth. And that's how it feels in Atlanta for this game. Kennedy 1 for 2. He has singled, struck out, and scored. Kennedy. That's going to be lashed between Royster and Linares. Gwynn will score. Garvey goes to third. And the Padres have a run here in the 6th. For McReynolds, he's 0 for 2. 5-3 Braves. I think the Braves won the fight game itself. Pitch to McReynolds. Popped up. Hubbard and Murphy. Murphy's there. And that will retire the side. We've seen enough of Eddie Witts, and here comes Greg Harris. A run on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Atlanta 5, San Diego 3. Harris, 2-1 with San Diego in 84 with a save. 2.68 ERA, 37 innings, 28 hits. He allowed 3 homers, walked 18, and struck out 30. To face Ramirez, Benedict, and Perez here in the bottom of the 6th. Ramirez is 0 for 2. He scored. Yeah, 5-2. Wow, interesting if this holds up as the final score then. There's a video of the Cubs-Reds from 84 where there's a foul ball controversy. It takes about a half hour for the arguments to end, and Soto was the pitcher. I've seen the clip, but I haven't watched it, if that makes any sense. I know the clip is there. I haven't watched it. Pitch to Ramirez. In the right, Gwynn going back, makes the catch for the out. If you missed the football game earlier today, go back and watch it. It's an absolute gem. The Rams and the 49ers. from Anaheim. Next week, our football contest will be the Dolphins and the Jets from the Meadowlands on Tuesday, and the Bears and the Packers on Thursday, the Monday night game from Week 3 of the 86 season. Benedict is 0 for 1. He has walked in a run and struck out. Harris steals into left field. Nettles and Brown. Brown will get it. And there's 2 out for Perez, who's going to bat. 88 pitches. He should go maybe into the 8th, which is when that fight was. Perez, 0 for 2. RBI and a run scored. Harris steals. And there's a base hit into right field. Gwynn will pick it up off a hop. And that's a blooper. That's a Texas leaguer, and the Braves have their 8th hit. 5-3 Atlanta. And Royster, 1 for 3. He's got a single, a strikeout, an RBI, and a run scored. Henny Castro's heading there on Saturday since the Expos don't play there any longer to seek an alternative nightlife. It is Montreal. I think you'll be fine. Oh, Mike took... Well, he can't take the 94 Yankees because the 94 Expos were taken. So Mike's got to pick again. Oh, crap. So you got to take his next choice because you can't take that. Nope. Nope. You got the first pick, so you're fine. No, Clinton, you're fine. Don't change it. There are other great Yankee teams there that didn't make the playoffs. Royster's 1 for 3. Perez is on first, and Royster strikes out. He looked at a 1-2 on the outside corner. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 6, Atlanta 5, San Diego 3. It'll be Brown, Templeton, and maybe Harris as we go to the 7th. Brown hit the 2-run homer for San Diego in the 2nd to put him up 2-0. And this time he sends one to right. Washington is there for the out. So Gary Templeton, 0 for 2. Perez might actually pitch in the 8th. Templeton, ground ball to Hubbard, over to Chambliss for the out. So 2 quick outs. And here's, well, let's see what San Diego does here. Harris can throw 75 pitches. He's thrown 12. And Tim Flannery will pinch hit. Hello? Yep.
Hi, I'll be coming over to see you tomorrow.
Okay, I'm not sure anyone else is coming to see me tomorrow, but...
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, no one's called. No one's called.
Oh, brother. Well, what time would you like me there?
If someone's come, probably about...
Or would you like me to call in the morning?
Call in the morning.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. So it'll be Tim Flannery, 273, 2 homers, and 10 RBI. To face Perez, 2 out, top the 7th. And there's a long drive to right, and it's gone. So Flannery crushes one off of Perez, and it's 5-4. Here's the pitch, and it's long gone. .340-foot blast, and it's 5-4. So Perez through 27 batters, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 homers, and 4 strikeouts. Wiggins is 1 for 3. Allen has a single. All right, so I will make a pick after the game. I got to think about that. Because my other pick was taken. My 2 other picks were taken, as a matter of fact. Pitch to Wiggins is a ground ball to Hubbard. Makes a fantastic stop over to Chambliss. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here in Atlanta. Louis De Leon coming in for the Padres. 5-4 Braves. 1 run, 1 hit, no error. That's the screen. So if you are liking our Patreon sports specials, you can get a game on Patreon for $10. Patreon.com/Retro Sports Network. Get you any game from any of the Pro Big 4. Action PC College. I'm not sure what's actually out there to be had. But hey, if you want to see Ohio State and I can get a hold of the team, you can do it. $10. Patreon.com/Retro Sports Network. I'm the one that's up. And because I'm last, I'm going to look after the game. Hubbard is 1 for 3. Be Hubbard, Washington, and Murphy. They face De Leon. De Leon 2-2 and 84 with a 5.44 ERA. 43 innings, 44 hits, 12 home runs allowed. He walked 12 and struck out 44. Pitch to Hubbard. Popped up, center field. McReynolds races in to make the catch, 1 away. Claudel Washington 1 for 3. He's got a single and an RBI. Pitch. That's a pop-up. Templeton. That's a rainmaker. Into the glove for 2 out. For Murph, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. So here's Murph. Here's the pitch. Got him! So Murphy strikes out. And down go the Braves in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7, it's Atlanta 5, San Diego 4. And so Perez will face Gwynn, Garvey, and Nettles. But his time is short. He's down to his last 10 pitches. Pitch to Gwynn. And there's a looper up the middle that's going to get past Hubbard. And the tying run is on for Garvey. 1 for 3 with a strikeout. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for San Diego. 5 runs, 8 hits, an error for Atlanta. Throw to first. Win is back. Pitch to Garvey into center field. Murphy runs into right center. Makes the catch. Gwynn goes back. Murphy actually just robbed him of a hit. That is a sliding, diving catch against that wet grass. That leaves a divot that Jack Nicklaus would be proud of. My goodness gracious, 1 out. Gwynn thought he was going to get to third. Instead, he's on first for Nettles, who's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Into right field, Washington is there, 2 out. So Perez facing probably his last batter, Terry Kennedy. He has singled twice, scored, struck out. Perez deals, and there's a ground ball to Hubbard over to first, and there go the Padres. So they get a leadoff hit and can't do anything with it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 7.5, it's Atlanta 5, San Diego 4. It'll be De Leon to face Chambliss, Linares, and Ramirez for the Braves in the bottom of the 8th. Chambliss has singled twice. He has squawked and scored. Pitch from De Leon. Struck him out on an 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. So here's Linares, who is 1 for 3. He has singled and scored a run. I'm going to pop this on the screen for a second. 61 on the board. ID, if you're still there. Someone want to tell me if 61's on the board? Pitch to Linares. Struck him out. So an 0-2 on the outside corner. 2 out for Rafi, who is 0 for 3. Yeah, without Horner, they're not much of a hitting team, but they've played a good game. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for San Diego. They've left 4 on. The Braves, 5 runs, 8 hits, an error, and they've left 5 on. 61 is good. I'll take the Tigers. So I'll take the 61 Tigers. So Ramirez digs in. And there's a line drive to second. Wiggins will get it, and that is the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Yep, that's my team, buddy boy. So the 42 Dodgers will take on the 61 Tigers. Atlanta 5, San Diego 4. And I've got like 9,000 good relievers here. Who am I putting in? The Bedrock. So Bedrosian comes in to land the save. 9-6. He started 4 games in '84. An ERA of 2.37. 11 saves. 83 2/3 innings. 65 hits. 5 home runs. He walked 33 and struck out 81. I'll look at that later. Yeah, I like that pick. They gave the Yankees a chase. I mean, there was some other good ones. 64 Phillies. If you wanted offense, 49 Red Sox. Hard to go in an American League team in a DH year. But I like the 61 Tigers. I think that's a good choice. McReynolds was 0 for 3. Bedrosian. It was Bedrosian. What did I just... I'll post it again. Moore, Bedrosian, and Garber. So they actually, and Dedman and Terry Forster got saves too. Pitch to McReynolds. Ground ball to Ramirez. He better hurry. Long throw over. And they got him. So it's 97 degrees. The wind is whipping out to center field at 13, and it's pouring. Bobby Brown, who homered in the second, is up. Pitch to Brown. Ground ball to Ramirez. Over to Chambliss. Did they get him? Yes, they did, by an eyelash. And so it's down to Gary Templeton. Hey, the Braves are 1 out away from winning the game. And so Casablanca will be coming right up. Followed by Andy Griffin. And Georgia Championship Wrestling. Tonight, Bobby the Brain Heenan takes your phone calls live from the Marietta Civic Center. Right here on TBS, starting at 6:35 Eastern, 3:35 Pacific. Turner time here on TBS. Pitch to Templeton. Ground ball to Hubbard. That'll do it. Over to Chambliss. And that's a winner. So the Braves win the Pascual Perez fight game 5-4. And so let's go through the box score real quick. You're welcome, Braves for Life. I hope that's what you wanted. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for San Diego. Gwynn and Kennedy had 2 hits. Brown with a home run. The Braves just were consistent. Good game for them. Chambliss went 2 for 3. Perez gets the win. 8 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs all earned. The 2 homers, he struck out 4. Bedrosian gets the save. He got the side in order on 9 pitches. No strikeouts. Whitson takes the loss. 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs all earned. Walked 2 and struck out 3. Greg Harris went to 6th. He allowed a hit and a strikeout. Jose De Leon struck out 3 in 2 innings. 27 pitches, 23 strikes. Good stuff. All right, gang, it really is just that easy. So if you would like a game, any game in the Action PC thing, $10, patreon.com/retrosportsnetwork. If you don't want to do that, just drop me a note. There are other ways. That 60s tournament resumes on Sunday with the 62 Angels and the 67 Red Sox as we play in for the American League. Hockey now comes out on Tuesday, by the way, and so there'll be no scheduled stream tomorrow. And so until we do Ask Uncle Ron on Saturday, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you soon. Until next time, have a great night.